everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Tea Talk, where it is you plus me plus a lovely cup of the real tea, which is how to heal thyself. Today we are back with another episode of season 3. We are in the studio and we have our first guest of this season. If you guys are new here, before I introduce our special guest, if you guys are new here, welcome back or welcome for your first time. I appreciate you guys, tuning into the podcast, however you heard about it, seen it. I always want to give gratitude for the supporters. If you guys are OG T Talk watchers, listeners, thank you for coming back. Thank you for liking, subscribing, following, however you support T Talk, reposting it, telling a friend, however, because I would not be here without my watchers, my listeners, my supporters. So I always want to throw that in there. And like I said, if you guys are new, my name is Asa Shakur, also known as Tyler A. Norman. I'm the author of the book Love Starts Here, right here. This book takes you down a life-changing journey of learning what the energy of love is and how to embody that vibration in your being and how it begins to shift and attract things in your life to match that. But the journey is not what we think. So definitely dive into that book to kind of go on your own journey of love. And I'm also the owner and CEO of The All Natural, which is your one-stop holistic health shop where we provide everything you need for being and healing all of you. So if you guys want to check out the website, get some products, check out the blog, anything you need for a natural lifestyle. But yeah, with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and introduce the special guest today. Like I said, this is the first guest of season 3, first guest in the new studio.
That's what's
So
up.
I am grateful to have you. If you
No
want to tell
doubt.
us, tell us about yourself.
No doubt. Well, thank you for having me on board.
Yes.
I'm B. Michael Long. I am pretty much the CEO of Long Life Enterprises, which is wow, a whole bunch of different things. We deal with ministry. We deal with podcasting. We deal with let's see, going to be launching some new products. I actually already am a published author with some public poetry books, and I'm going to launch a children's book here soon. T-shirt line. Have a network with my fiance. She has the Woe Women's Network, and so we're going to be working on some things dealing with healing and ministry as well. But the podcast is called Shifting Paradigms. That's every first and third Monday on KUAW Radio, Knowledge, Understanding, and Wisdom Radio, which you were a host, a feature actually 2 times. And so, yeah, that's pretty much something that I really am passionate about. And just a servant at heart, making sure the community is served and just aware of cultural consciousness, spiritual consciousness, mental health, and just holistic health and things of that nature.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Love it. So as you all can see, we're on the same frequency, both moving in our purpose. And it's funny, like you mentioned, this was my second, I think you did my second book interview. So it's kind of like a full circle thing. I was like, I gotta have him as a guest on my podcast because I was introduced to interviewing and being interviewed and all the podcast life through you were one of the people that introduced me. So I just wanted to,
no doubt,
give back
big
what was
up,
given to
big up.
me. So yeah. So before we get
Appreciate it.
started, we are drinking some ginger, orange, fresh lemon, and raw honey today. So this is going to be really good for your immune system, allergies, anything, nausea, boosting your mood, getting rid of mucus, all sorts of things. So a really good tea to tap into if you guys, want to get some herbal tea recipes. But yeah, with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get started just with the conversation today. So I really just want to have just an open, authentic
Let's
conversation.
run it. Yeah,
just,
no doubt.
About real life. That's what Tea Talk is about. Just talking about the things that people aren't talking about.
Gotcha.
The real tea. How to
Right,
heal
right,
thyself.
right.
How to move through this life.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
I'm gonna start off with a little mini meditation. It's just gonna be 3 deep breaths, and then I'm gonna move into a prayer, and then get into the message.
Let's go.
All right. So if everybody would open their palms, face up, being open to receiving all that we are here for today. So relax the shoulders, unclench the jaw, fold the neck. We're going to take 3 deep breaths, starting in through the nose. Pause, out through the mouth. In through the nose. Thank you, Mother Father Creator. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this space, this connection, this opportunity to be able to sit down openly, freely, to be able to express and to talk about things and to be able to not only receive messages for myself and my own healing and my own journey, but being able to share that conversation with another person, get another perspective, and being able to offer that to the world and walking in our purpose further each and every day. So we give gratitude for that, for this healing. We give gratitude for the message that we're going to receive. Whatever it is that both of us need, that any of our watchers and listeners need right here in this moment, to give us clarity, inner over and understanding, affirmation, advice, whatever we need from the divine. We pray that we are open to receive that today. And we give gratitude.
I say,
All right.
try some of this
So
tea.
yes. That was good.
Mhm.
But okay, y'all. So I came into TikTok today just already knowing what the episode was going to be about, because life has been teaching me. Well, first of all, if you guys know me already, you know I'm an Aries, a fire sign. If you know like a full chart, I have a lot of Aries. I'm a lot of fire. So basically, I'm always trying to go. I'm always like, okay, I'm over here, I'm over here, I'm
Right.
doing this. I work well under pressure.
Yeah.
I'm always like, okay,
Yeah.
running around, doing this. I'm here, I'm here. I'm trying to move on to the next thing before I finish one thing. And one thing life has been really teaching me in a hard way lately is like, no, God been like, child, slow down. Slow down. Rushing is never going to get you there to your destination better. It's just gonna cause you to skip steps. It's gonna cause you to look over things that you didn't see if you were walking instead of running. You know, this whole journey, and like I said, I've had to learn this. It's like there is no specific destination that we're trying to get to. It's just one long journey of life. And even the afterlife, it continues after that. So it's like, for me, myself, I was always trying to get somewhere. It was like, I have to get here. And then after I'm done here, now that I'm done getting there, I have to go to the next thing. But I've just been learning, it's just like, no, patience is truly, truly a virtue.
Right.
Because, like I said, you will look over things, you will mess up, you will stumble trying to jog, trying to run, sprint when you're supposed to be walking, even when you're supposed to be crawling, even when God gives you an assignment and says, okay, I need you to learn how to do this. God's like, okay, there's steps to this.
Right.
You know, you got to get through 1, 2, 3, 4. You trying to skip to 5 and get all your blessings and your fruits.
Right.
But you just skip the whole process. Yeah. So how can I really bless you?
Right.
If
you just constantly
in
flux.
If you're moving, you're not even. We don't even hear God when we are. I'm over here. I'm over here. I'm over here. I'm running. Thoughts are constantly going through our minds. I'm thinking about this. I got to do this. We miss out on the message. We miss out on the message. And it's funny because I had an idea, okay, I kind of want to talk about this, but when I got here on the way, I was like, I know what this episode is about. First of all, my guests had to wait on me like 15 minutes. So I was like, dang, I'm just so grateful for patience.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, wow, reflection of self. God, I'm so grateful for patience. And came here, it took 15 minutes to unlock the door. And I stopped in the process and was like, you know what, this is what I've been trying to tell me. Like, you keep on. If I owed me Tyler before I've been doing all this inner work, would have been at that door tripping. Would have been crying, I probably would have left. Be like, you know what, I can't, I'm just too stressed out. I would have been flustered, just doing the most instead of being like listening to God and just, God said, the door's gonna open when I say it's gonna open.
Right.
You're not in charge of this. Like, it's gonna open when I say it's gonna open. So wait, or you're gonna miss out, So do you have any lessons about patience recently that you have learned?
it's more of a message I heard, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was a poetry reading this past week, and one of the mothers of the community, Mary Moore, was sharing her testimony, and was just really talking about finding yourself being more still,
Mm.
as opposed to what
Yeah.
the message she got when she finally got still enough to hear what she needed to hear was,
Mm-hmm.
why are you in my business? Like, the Most High is going to do what it needs to do. All you need to do is sow the seed at times, find your stillness, and then move in that stead. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so many times we want to put ourselves ahead, like you were
Yeah.
saying, of places
Mm-hmm.
where we need to be, and allow for the Spirit to move for us
Right.
and open the doors that need to be opened.
Exactly.
And we just put ourselves at times in disadvantageous places where we think it may be an advantage initially, but
Mm-hmm.
like you were saying, on that backside, when you see
Yep.
what's on the backside of it, you're like, well, I didn't see that at first.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that's
Right.
where that stillness comes in, and now you're able to see more in
Yeah.
that stillness. And I can say that's been a lot of my life too, though. You know, in some
Mm-hmm.
ways, most definitely, where I just want to rush and experience something, as opposed to really wait for the perfect experience and the
Yeah.
most suitable experience,
Right.
right?
And I think that comes from, we live in a world that is teaching
Hmm.
us instant gratification.
Yep.
And we live in a world where we are looking for external gratification, external
Mm.
validation. So I can say for
Mhm.
myself, a lot of my rushing to get somewhere
Mhm.
was to feel like I was doing something, feel
Mhm.
like I was accomplishing something to
Mhm.
validate my own self,
Right.
instead of already knowing in self, like, no, I got it already.
Right.
Like, I'm led by the Most High. I got
Right.
it.
Right.
I don't need to show somebody else. I don't
Right.
need this
That's huge.
this trophy. I don't
Right.
need this accomplishment.
Recognition and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, that's huge.
And
Yeah.
I can say that with my book, kind of like I was telling you, my first time with my book writing it,
Mhm.
I wanted to get my book out there so bad. And truly, this is actually me being
Mhm.
vulnerable. I had this realization maybe not too long ago. I'm like, whole time I'm putting out, thinking that I'm putting out love. Like, I'm
Mhm.
teaching everybody how to love, how to be love,
Mhm.
how to attract love. Duh, 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 duh. But my first experience putting my book out
Mhm.
there, I was really looking for love. And that's why I
Wow.
was rushing so much to get it
Wow.
out, because
That's
I
huge.
wanted to be recognized.
Yeah.
I wanted people to see me
Right.
for what was on the inside. But I
Right.
had to get my ass whooped for it.
Yeah.
God was like, nah, you're gonna learn because you're looking for external
Mhm.
gratification.
Right.
You're looking for instant gratification. You want to publish it and you want it to blow up overnight and everybody be at your door like,
Mm.
I love Nala, I love, you're so great.
Right.
But is that really what your purpose is for?
Right.
Are you looking for to glorify me or yourself?
That's key. That's key.
And that was
Yeah.
a big lesson for me. I was just like, wow,
Mm.
that was, wow. I was such in a place that
Mhm.
I was not in my stillness. I was
Mhm.
not, and like you said, when we are in our stillness, we can wait for the
Mhm.
proper cues. And
Mhm.
God tells us, okay, move this way. Okay, go into this door.
Right.
And when we're not, we might be banging on a door that's not for us. And like you said, what's behind it,
Mm.
we're gonna have to face that challenge, and
Yep.
it might set us back.
Yep.
And God be like, I saw it.
Yep.
And I tried to tell you, but you wasn't listening.
Crucial. Crucial. I know for me, relationships have been one of my biggest challenges. At one point, I considered myself to be like a serial monogamist, right? So it was like I
Mm-hmm.
was just in relationship after relationship after relationship. And I wasn't being patient. You know, I wasn't taking time to heal myself and deal with myself and really allow for all the different triggers that had, been set from my other relationships to really get resolved. And
Mm-hmm.
so as I was getting into another relationship, I deal with this whole issue all over again. And it's just like I'm just running into the same brick wall over and
Yep.
over, as opposed to really taking time to be still, like I said, heal myself and
Yeah.
deal with myself and know myself. Because I only knew myself in relationship. I didn't know
Mm-hmm.
myself with myself. I didn't take a lot of time to deal with me.
Yeah.
I didn't have the patience for that at that time.
Yeah.
And so what, 2017, 18, and this is relatively recent. I had to really kind of reassess my life. And deep thing, my sons were really on my head too. Can you just be with yourself sometimes? Can you just
Yeah.
be with us sometimes? I'm like, okay, you're right. And being patient, has really yielded a beautiful result. As I was sharing with you, I'm engaged now, but it took some time
Yes.
to get to a point where I can really be who I need to be in a relationship instead of
Yeah.
opposed to looking for someone else to satisfy me.
Exactly.
Now I'm satisfied. Now I'm whole. Now I'm complete, and I can now offer that to someone
Exactly.
else. You know what I mean? And so that's huge.
Exactly.
That is huge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And speaking of relationships, I think that is one of, you're not the only one. I was there. Well, not exactly how you are,
Yeah.
but I was in a place where I was looking for a
Mm-hmm.
relationship.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
Yeah.
the reason why God tells us to be by yourself before you look for a partner is
Mm-hmm.
because, once again, when you are rushing to get into that, rushing to be with somebody,
Mm-hmm.
out looking for it,
Right.
constantly yearning for this,
Right.
you're looking for external gratification. You are looking to fill yourself up, filling
Mm.
up a hole in yourself through somebody else. And the
Impossible.
thing is, like attracts like. So you
Mm.
looking for that in somebody else, you're gonna
Ooh-wee.
attract somebody who's looking for the same thing,
Yup.
and y'all both just gonna be taken from each other.
Yup.
And it's not a real relationship. It's not a pour
No, it's not.
into each
No
other.
reciprocity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not a pour. It becomes an attachment.
Yep.
It becomes codependency. It
Mm.
becomes like,
Yeah. Toxic. Just
right,
really toxic.
yeah, toxic. It becomes
Yeah.
like nobody else can ever look at you, be with you, talk
Right.
to you, like,
Right.
because this
It's
thing,
possessive. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
this thing is filling up you inside instead of being a
Mm.
reflection of what you already are.
Right.
You know?
Right. Shifting paradigms. You said something early in that. You know, we take time to be by ourselves. And I had to learn this myself due to some injuries I faced when I was in college. I was a student athlete and playing football. And I used to be like, I mean, I don't like being by myself. I don't like being by myself. But then I shifted my thought. I'm not by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when you find
Mm-hmm.
yourself with yourself and you know
Yeah.
how to be your own company and to soothe yourself and to, I won't say entertain, but engage yourself,
Right.
right? And to find who you are within that, because that's the deepest mystery to unsolve right there is yourself. Like how well you know yourself and are able to master and control yourself, that's the most power that we can really access.
Truly.
And so I had to really learn that process again, because again, you want to be in a relationship, you want that interaction, you want that feminine or the masculine energy,
Mm-hmm.
to balance, supposedly balance you. But if you're not doing that yourself,
Right.
you're not going to experience it.
Right. And even if you do, it may be for a little while, it's gonna be
Mm,
temporary.
yep.
And then God's gonna be like, all right, let's rip it off.
My,
You
my,
back here
my.
at the same spot again.
True.
I'm trying to teach you something.
Right,
I'm
right.
trying to show you, like you said, you keep hitting that brick wall again. You're gonna
Yeah.
run into the same thing.
Yep.
God be like, look, bro, you're not getting through this door until you
Nah.
sit down and listen. Until you sit down and
Yep.
strategize, think,
Mm-hmm.
figure it out. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's why rushing and moving around and moving to the next thing
Mm-hmm.
and being so like fast paced
Yeah.
is, it doesn't work because we're not able to think.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot make a strategic decision,
Mm-hmm.
whether
Right.
it is business.
Right.
We cannot make a decision out of love with for family, for self. We
Yeah.
cannot make the proper, take the proper route
Right.
if we are not
And appreciate it even.
right. And we can't take that proper route and make that
Mm-hmm.
proper move if we are too flustered to
Mm-hmm.
even like, just like I was saying, y'all, that key in that
The
door, boy, took 20 minutes to get in
right.
here.
Right. Just trying
Man,
to.
and it would have been very, very easy to get upset
Yeah.
and to start getting flustered and
Right.
be like, dang, I can't, start banging on the door, getting
Wow.
upset, and that's not doing nothing.
Nothing.
But I knew, I was like, oh, God talking to me right now, boy. God said, breathe.
Yeah.
All you have is your breath. And the thing
Mm.
is, we don't realize how powerful breath is.
That's life.
It is life.
Yeah.
You can control the
Yeah.
vibration. You can control what you are
Everything.
attracting. And it's like when it comes time to make a decision and we
Deep
have
breath.
to say we need to act fast. Say we only have 60 seconds to make a decision on what route we're gonna go to, and we got
Mm.
our families, we're the protectors,
Right.
Making the proper decision is not going to come from
Being in haste.
right
Yeah.
being flustered and
Yeah.
being like, oh my gosh, I only have 60 seconds. worrying about the time, thinking I gotta hurry. Making the proper decision is going to come from, you know what, let me breathe. I'm not worried about the time. It's clicking, but it's gonna happen on time. I'm on time. And I think that is what has helped me really a lot lately. Just when I find myself rushing, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm late. I'll be like, no, I'm on time. Because I'm not running on this clock that the world then told us.
Like the whole different construct.
Right.
Yeah.
And my partner says, I'm on GT. I'm on God's time.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm on God's time.
And that's an indigenous mindset. You know, when you're dealing with first world people, that the time, I won't say it's relative, but time is intentional, right? And it's being in alignment with purpose.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, at the same time, you don't want to just squander your time. You're right. You want to be on purpose and utilize that because that's a gift. You know, it's something you're not gonna get back.
Right.
You know, and so when you're engaged in purpose, that time is going to allow you to arrive and do what's needed to do at the right time. You know, but one thing I was just thinking as you were talking, like moving fast is like going on a, let's say, a cross country trip. And if you're just flying in that trip, you're not going to really appreciate the scenery. You're not going to see what's really around there. You know, you may see something, oh man, well, it's gone now, you know, so you can't really take time to like appreciate it and get the fullness of that journey.
Yeah.
So when you can slow down and just really see where you're going and what you have going on, what's presenting, you know, you can make a better assessment and really take it in and embrace it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you giving that analogy, I actually heard an analogy. Are you familiar with 19 Keys?
Yeah, the
So
brother.
I watched one of his high level conversations, a podcast, which I'm gonna be on that level one day, y'all. I was watching High Level, and he gave an analogy. He was like, if you think about it, when people get on a plane, he was like, ain't nobody looking at what state we are going across.
Right.
Everybody's worried about is when we get into the destination.
Land.
We flying to Florida when we in Florida.
Right.
If people going to sleep, they don't care about. They
want
to know how much time we got left. I'm just trying to get there. And he was like, that just shows us where we are in society.
Yeah.
We do not value the journey anymore.
Right.
We're not looking out the window like seeing what we are passing, seeing the things that the tools that we're supposed to be collecting along the way. So it's like when we do get to our destination, we're completely unprepared because we like, dang.
Yeah.
I just ran here, but really I was supposed to take the route and go through all these little like if you read The Alchemist. Have you read that book before?
Paulo Coelho, no doubt.
Boy,
that's my guy.
That book will teach you about a life journey.
Excellent. Yeah.
It will teach you that God gonna take you so many different routes and it ain't gonna make absolutely no sense when you are there.
Yeah.
But there is something that you are supposed to take from exactly where you're at. Whether it's the person that you need to meet that's gonna show you the next way, that person's gonna say something that you needed to pick up on. It could be the smallest things. But every different route that you take, that God takes you on, go over here. Go over here, daughter. Go over here, son.
Right.
Listen.
Yeah.
Because it's part of the journey. Because when you come back around full circle, like The Alchemist, you're going to realize why you had to be at all of those places at those exact times.
That's crucial. You know, and it's so deep. You started with the meditation. And one thing I'm really conditioning myself to do is just be meditative throughout the course of the day, right? And just really find myself stilling my mind, you know, so it doesn't get stolen, you know what I mean? And just be in the moment and to be present. And that's been a challenge for me, you know. I'm a water sign. And so, you know, I have a tendency, and a moon sign, so I have a tendency to kind of phase in, phase out, you know what I mean? And I had some emotional challenges early on, you know, even recently, you know what I'm saying? And just really learning to still that and not allowing, as you were even saying, your emotions to get the best of you. But that's impatience, you know, that's being intemperate, you know, but learning to how to temper that and how to really manage that is a part of that. And, you know, one thing my fiance tells me, she says she really admires my patience, but like that didn't come for free. You know what I'm saying? That's a price. Exactly. That's a price because I had some very impatient moments. And I think I really learned my patience while I was in college. And I was, like I said, play football, and I got injured every freaking year. I never got injured in high school. I get to college, you know, one of my dreams to play college ball, and I did it, but that came with a price. So I found myself on the sidelines a lot, injured. And
Mm-hmm.
so I had to really pour into myself because it was like, I was so frustrated and impatient. I just wanted to get on the field and play. That's all I want to do. I just want to play ball.
Yeah.
But I had to really redirect that energy, and find myself getting still. And that's when I really went on my spiritual journey, along with some life lessons that I had to, while I was in college as well. But it's like, you gotta just be in a meditative state really throughout the course of the day,
Boy.
and just really be able to receive things. I think it's hard for us at times to receive what the intent and the message is
Yeah.
because we're not in alignment with that moment.
Mm-hmm.
We everywhere, as
Right.
opposed to really being centered and
Being
still.
present.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's huge. It's been huge for me, and I'm still learning it. You know what I mean? Real
Yeah.
talk.
And I like that you mentioned just like the whole college story. Because one thing I've been realizing as well is that the reason why God tries to teach us patience at the beginning of our journey is because the more that we level up and the doors that we continue to break down, the barriers that we continue to break down when we enter our new level, it gets harder and harder. Them challenges come harder and harder. So if you did not develop the patience that God was trying to teach you when you had little small things,
Right.
then you are not going to keep yourself level when them big things come at you.
True.
Because now
True.
little things like opening the lock to a door, if I can't learn how to breathe through that and strategize, okay, what can I do to fix this situation? Let's say I have a TTALK, this turns into a show, and there is a huge problem with production. The moment that we're about to start, the cameras cut off, the power go off.
Right.
If I didn't learn how to breathe through getting the door
Ooh-wee.
open, how am I going to be able to breathe
Right.
and properly assess a bigger situation?
Right.
That can cause a bigger, failure.
Right.
If I don't correct it.
Right. Meltdowns and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's
So,
amazing.
boy, patience.
Yeah.
It's one of the greatest virtues,
It's
y'all.
huge. It's huge.
It's necessary.
It's vital.
It's necessary. When God say wait, God mean it.
Yeah.
I said wait.
Cause you gonna get learned one way. You gonna get learned. You gonna get
You
learned.
don't listen? All right, cool.
Yeah.
You about to fall.
Yeah.
You about to fall. Now you got set back because you didn't listen.
Right.
And it's funny because
That's crazy.
I love how you're mentioning your partner so much and your wife, because I love love, y'all. I just black love is it's the reflection of God.
There you go. That's real talk.
It is.
That's real
I
talk.
love love,
That's real
and
talk.
I love healthy love and love done the right way. And so, just like I'm saying, I'm inspired by how much you're mentioning your spouse because they really do have a huge impact on us. And one thing my partner always says, he always uses this analogy. He's like, I'm on the bus stop. I'm waiting on God. He's like, everybody else looking at me like I'm crazy, driving around Teslas. You got this, you got that. Y'all speeding past me. And I'm sitting here at the bus stop looking goofy, but I'm waiting on God because when that bus comes, that mug gonna take me to the right place.
Right.
And I don't know where y'all going.
Just driving
so
to be seen.
Like, I'm waiting.
Wow.
I'm waiting on my stop. Yeah. I'm not being, and it's really hard to not get caught up in the world because the world be moving so fast, and the world will tell you need to be here, and you gotta listen. God, where am I supposed to be at? The world is telling me I need to be here. The world is telling me I should be this by this time.
Right.
I should be married by 25. I should be having kids at 26, 27. I got this plan for myself. God is like, no, I have the plan for you, and I'm telling it to you in your ear. Yeah. And you keep on deterring your own path because you're not listening. You got this own timeline in your head. I should be here. The world, I should be. So we're rushing, trying to meet these pinpoints. Right. But it's like, whoever said that was your journey, though.
Right. Right.
So
I think a big part of that is being on purpose, though. And that's I tell my boys too. Like, look, you find your purpose, you find your superpower.
Yep.
And no one can deter you from anywhere you're supposed to be or what you're supposed to do. But that's what's also going to keep you in alignment with time. You're not going to waste time. You're not going to be, just trying to be seen. You're going to do what you need to do so that you can fulfill that which is supposed to be fulfilled. Yep. And that's so important because I know even for me, like growing up, my whole purpose was sports. I just wanted to play sports, like straight up, and then it just it didn't allow me to develop. You know, my spiritual consciousness came when it came. I was 21 when I became more spiritually conscious, but it was like there was such a deficit. You know what I mean? But I had to go about catching up and redeeming so-called time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you don't want to find yourself behind your time either.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like you got to be prepared and you have to be positioned and you have to be, you know, pretty much ready to pounce when it's time for you to pounce and get it, you know, because it's like at the same time things can easily pass you by if you're not prepared to seize that moment.
True.
But you have to be patient to know when it is, like,
True.
you know, when to stop, when to go. Like just driving, you know. Some people impatient. I gotta get to I'm late for work. I'm late for work.
Right.
And they can destroy their lives and other people's lives just trying to get there because they're not patient. And they didn't prepare to depart when they were supposed to depart.
Right. I like how you said that though, because that's a good thing to mention. That yes, we have to be patient, and yes, we do need to wait.
Mm-hmm.
But that bus gonna pass your ass.
Right. You know it's time.
If you ain't paying attention.
Yeah.
And that's another important thing too, is it goes as quickly as it comes.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why you gotta stay on GT, stay on God's timing. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
look, it's going to be right there at the exact moment. If you miss it,
It's
you're
gone.
gonna have to wait again.
Or if it even come back.
And there's a song, I love the song, it's by Miguel, it's called Skywalker.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, hold on, let me think of it. Damn. You gotta stay up. I can't think of it right now. But basically,
What's he saying?
like,
What's he saying? There you go. What's he saying?
Basically, he's like, don't wait too long. Like, you gotta stay up. Like, stay on your toes. Like, don't rush. Don't jump out there.
Right.
Don't overdo it.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, but you gotta stay on your toes though. Don't wait too long, or you're gonna miss it. Basically, he was saying everything that we saying. Like, you gotta stay on your toes.
Yep.
And it's a combination of patience and sharpness, being present, being like, all right, stay ready so you ain't gotta get ready.
There you go.
Like,
yep.
Because if you being taking patience way where you're not rushing, but you just
right
wallowing in where you at,
procrastinating.
You're procrastinating.
Wow.
You're not preparing yourself. Like God's telling you, like, I got time. God be like, you don't know that bus is about 5 minutes away.
Yeah.
And you didn't do the work that I told you to do when it was gonna get here.
Right.
So then that bus might come, and you in the house, you ain't got no clothes on. You gotta put your shirt on, pants, socks.
Right.
You gotta grab all your stuff, pack your stuff, and now you done missed it because you did not stay ready. So it's having patience and waiting, but being ready while you're waiting.
Yeah.
Being ready, being prepared.
Yeah, that's how you seize it. That's how you capture it. And you have to, you know, be aware. You have to be in tune. That's why presence is so important. The presence of mind, you know, and know what it is that you're supposed to accomplish. And that's where that stillness comes back. It comes back to that. But even in that stillness, so I'm gonna use this example. Like there's a passage in the book of Exodus, and the principle is know when to move. So Moses is leading the people out of their bondage. They get to the Red Sea, and then the Most High is like, "Why are you praying to me now? Like you've done that. You've seen the path open.
Right.
Stop crying and now walk across this sea.
Right.
Because the time will require for you to respond.
Yep.
And I think what happens is, because I was thinking, like, how am I going to get to that? We become reactionary when we're impatient.
Yes, that's a good point.
And then we respond properly and appropriately when we're prepared.
Yeah.
Because you know what it is. You've practiced for that. Even in martial arts, it's like the whole key of martial arts is teaching you how to deal with really yourself, number one.
Right.
But anything that comes to oppose you, you know how to neutralize it because you've prepared. You've gone over this time and time and time and time and time again, so that when that moment comes, you know how to respond. You're not reacting. You're not just fluttering. Just you stay calm, you stay cool and collective, and you know how to just put things where they need to be.
And it's about that breath, and that just reminds me, like you brought up martial arts. I look at it a lot in boxing because I love Creed. I love all the movies. I
Okay.
just seen the third one. And one thing that I noticed that the one who loses the match is the one who started thinking too hard. The one who started reacting instead of throwing the correct jabs at the right time.
Trust your
The one
training.
who wins is the one who used strategy instead of emotion.
Yeah.
And you were just out there trying to fight somebody because you got something to get off your chest.
Right.
You know, because you want to get it all out, but you're gonna lose though, because you did not have strategy. You did not pay attention. Okay, he hits up this way, that way. Okay, cool. I'm gonna have a clean spot.
Yeah.
He gonna do that again. I'm gonna have a clean one, and I'm gonna win it all.
Right.
Because you was being reactionary, and I was responding.
Prepared.
Right.
Yep.
I trained for this.
Yep.
You let everything built up, and you thought you could get it out all right here.
All the training out the window. Impatient.
Boy, whew, this was a good episode. A good episode. And it's crazy how I really love TTALK, and it's something that I'm really passionate about because it helps me with my own life. Like the things that I am learning when I sit here and I create and I ask for guidance and I create a sacred space and I go into prayer and like set that vibration. I always get the messages that I need that is occurring in my life right now. Like now I'm gonna leave here like, okay, I need to be patient. Like, yeah. That's what God's been telling me. Like, work on that, daughter. You slipping. Right. Work on that. And now I'm telling you, I'm using you as a vessel. I'm telling you, but I'm also using you to tell other people at the same time. So that's why I love TikTok.
Yeah. Purpose.
Purpose, man. Yeah. And I heard from Joey Badass, and it was an interview with 19 Keys and Joey Badass, the same one I was talking about earlier. And they were saying, like, you know, when you're moving in purpose, when you helping yourself and you helping other people at the same time. That's what purpose is. Yeah. Whatever way it applies in your life, if you helping yourself and inspiring other people, you're moving in purpose. Yeah. And a lot of us think that purpose looks like a specific thing. It looks like making this amount of money. It looks like this, and this. But no, it's the energy. So
reciprocity. Whoa. That's what I think of. You know, that's crucial.
Yeah. Well, I think we had a good run. We had a good conversation.
No doubt. No doubt.
A good conversation. And yeah, I love TTALK. I love tea. I love
that was good
conversations.
Too. That was good.
Thank you. I love healing conversations. I love having guests on here and just being able to get another perspective and get other stories and get other people's personal, you know, what they go through in their lives, because somebody else can relate more to you than they can to me. Right. You know? So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this episode up, y'all. Righteous. Where can we tell us again where we can find any episodes, like you said, any podcasts that you have, anything you have coming up that you want to share with the world? How can we support you?
I appreciate that. So on Facebook, it's Michael Long, but it's I.B. Michael. The EYEB Michael. Same on Instagram. My website is in development. It's coming out. It's going to be bmichaelspeaks.com. And then right now I have shiftingparadigms.wordpress.com. There's no vowels in shifting paradigms, so it's all consonants. Shifting paradigms with a Z .wordpress.com. You can email me at bmichaellong@protonmail.com. That's a proton mail. And so, yeah, that's pretty much the easiest way to get in contact with me.
Cool. No and doubt. I will link that. I'll link all those links down below if you guys want to, you know, work with you.
Holla. No doubt.
But yeah, if you guys are interested in being a guest on TTALK, I will also link the guest form down below. You can fill that out for a chance to be featured on the next episode of season 3. We have some amazing guests, beautiful guests coming in this month, next month. I'm really excited for just the expansion and the growth and the collaboration. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up this episode. I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day and take what you needed from this podcast. Take whatever message, whatever resonated with you, and apply it. It's one thing to hear it and to know it, but to apply it is a whole nother step. That's where we need to get.
Crucial.
Is learning to talk about it and learning how to act on it. So
walk it like you
yeah,
talk it.
right. All right, y'all.
Peace and
Peace.
power.